Hi cubies and newbies, I'm Sunshine. I'm the ABCube tutor. Wow, my throat's not. I'm the ABCube tutor. I teach non-cubers how to cube. The ones who think they don't know how, the ones who think they're not smart enough or don't have the right kind of brain, this is that solution. Works for everybody. Everyone who's ever asked me. Good morning. Hi, Dunkin' Drops Nut. I have my cubes scrambled. Today is Wednesday? I think today's Wednesday. Is today Wednesday? Yep, today is Wednesday. Alrighty. Scramble, scramble. Alright. Okay. This is a beginner, it's not the beginner's method, that's something that's been standardized. But this is a newbie method for solving every complexity of Rubik's Cubes, where Formula A is 4 moves, Formula B is 8 moves. For every left there's a right, for every up there's a down, so it's a mathematical zero. They're commutators, which means that these formulas only move the pieces that only affect the pieces that we want to affect. And so it doesn't matter whether it's the first step you're doing on your cube or the last step you're doing on your cube, it's not going to mess everything up. So, excuse me. The first move is 4 moves. It brings a piece to the top, and we'll start that. For every cube has 8 corners. So we're going to start with corners, regardless of which cube. We're solving them all the exact same way. So start with corners. Pick a corner. Your corner has 3 colors. Pick your favorite color because you're going to be looking at it a lot. For me, it's yellow. And because actually my favorite color is purple, but only the void cube has purple on it. So, yellow. Find a corner that has your color on it, and hold the cube in your hand so that the corner color that you've chosen is under your left thumb. That corner is correct. We're going to make the rest of the cube match it because you're that powerful. That corner that you chose is now correct. So, we are ignoring everything but the corners, which is easy on a 2x2. We're ignoring everything but the corners, and we're looking only for the yellow. We're ignoring all other colors. So this cube is correct. We're going to look at it, and you're holding your cube as if it's a spreadsheet with rows and columns. And as you look at the formulas, the arrow represents the one slice you're going to be moving, and the line represents the rest of the cube. So on this cube, Formula A would be the bottom row in the right column. On this cube, it would still be the bottom row, right column. On this cube, it would still be the bottom row, right column, right column, because I'm right-handed. So, Formula A will bring your chosen color to the top. So I have to look at this corner and see whether there's a yellow somewhere on this corner. If there is, then Formula A will bring it to the top. If there is not, I look at the corner underneath it, and as long as there's a yellow, my chosen color is on one of these 2 corners, Formula A will bring it to the top. So, out, down, in, up, and we do it until your color is on top. It's on top, so we're going to slide it out of the way. Does this one have yellow on it? Yes, but it's already on top, so I'm holding the cube stable. I slide that under the protection of my left thumb, and I continue working on this corner. Is there a yellow here? No. Is there a yellow on the corner underneath it? No. So I bottom row 1/4 turn until the answer is yes. And I'm going to keep doing Formula A until my yellow is on top on all 4 corners. And there it is. Okay. Here's a yellow. This corner does not have a yellow, but this one does. So Formula A will bring it to the top. Okay, when it's on top, hold the cube stable, slide the top row, and continue on the corner that is now under your right thumb. It has a yellow on it, so Formula A will bring it to the top. In 5 or less moves, because 6 gets you back to however you began. Yellow's on top, slide the top. Is there a yellow here? No. Is there a yellow here? No. So we rotate the bottom row until the answer is yes, and Formula A to bring it to the top. Okay. And it is the same thing on every cube. Pick a corner. Is your yellow, this is yellow. Is this one yellow? No. Is this one yellow? Yes. So formula A will bring it to the top. Out, down, in, up. I say out because this piece is going to come up here, so I start by moving it away from the action. Then I bring the space down, move the cube into the space, and the cube and the space up together. So when, again, I don't want to rotate the cube because we solved, when I solved the corners, we solved the top exactly the same way as we solved the bottom. So I rotate the top row to move this out of the way to protect it, and I look at this corner. Is there a yellow here? No. Here? No. So we're going to keep using formula A until the yellow comes to the top. But if it's not in one of these two to begin with, it won't come to the top. So rotate the bottom row till the answer is yes, and then formula A done until the yellow is on top. And yet you could intuit the cube into as much of a solve as you want to before you start using these formulas. But yellow's on top, hold the cube stable, rotate it away. So now it's under the protection of this thumb. And we're looking here, and there's no yellow, rotate the bottom. There's a yellow in one of these two spots. So formula A brings it to the top. And the yellow is on top. Okay, same thing, no matter which cube you have, the first four corners are done the exact same way. So there's no yellow here or here. So I rotate the bottom row. Still no yellow. Still no yellow. There it is. Okay, out, down, in, up. When it's on top, slide the top row and continue with this corner. There's a yellow. Up, out, down, in, up. Slide the top. Continue with the yellows until the yellow, when the yellow is on top on all four corners, then we can stop and assess what the next step is. At this point in time, for the yellow's corners on top, excuse me, I've got an itchy eye. Good morning. If you're just joining me, thank you for joining me. I am Sunshine. We're demonstrating the ABCube method for solving Rubik's Cubes. Works the same on every complexity Rubik's Cube. We have just brought the yellow corners to the top on all of our cubes. Now, at this point, one of three things has happened. Either all of the corners, we've looked only at the yellow, but each corner has three colors, so we're looking to look at the other sides as well. Either the other sides will, all four sides will match, none of the sides will match, or one side will match. Because other than that, it's the only three options you can have. So on this one, green does not equal blue, red does not equal green. It has one side matching and it's orange. This one, blue does not. These also has one side matching, that's orange. This one has no sides that match. Okay, and this one has one side that matches and it's orange. Okay, so if all four of your corners already match, then you can proceed to the next step. But if none of them matches, it doesn't matter which way you hold it to do the next step. But either way, the next step is the same. So if no side matches, it doesn't matter which way you hold it. I'm going to do formula B, which is going to move some things around, and formula A to bring my color back to the top. And at that point in time, it'll be the next stage evolved. So if no corners match, after I do this, one corner will match. And if one corner matches, I hold the matching color to the side, and after I do this, they will all match. So let's start with the one that doesn't match. Formula B, again, for every left there's a right, for every up there's a down, and so it's only going to move the pieces that we want to move. It's always only ever going to move three pieces. So with the top row and the outside columns, it's going to move the corners. So slide up, slide up, slide down, slide down. This cube stayed the same, and these three cubes all changed places. Now these two, they all moved clockwise, so these two are now here, so they're still in the same position to each other that they were, which means this one's going over here, which means it has the effect of these two staying the same and these two changing places. but that's only because we don't really pay attention to the quarter turn. You cannot ever move just 2 pieces. It's always 3 pieces that you're moving. So I did that, and I'm going to bring my yellow back to the top again. Slide the top. Slide the top. Slide the top. Okay, yellow's on top again, and see, hello, it's orange. Okay, so they all have one side that matches, so it doesn't matter. We hold the matching side away, and we do formula B, up, slide, down, and A to bring the colors back to the top. Hold the cube stable, rotate the top row, and continue working with the corner that wants to be affected. Yellow's on top, and all 4 sides match now. Do that again, matching facing away. Formula B, using the top row and the outside corners. And then A to bring your corner back to the top. And continue until your active color, which is on top on all 4 corners. And as promised, they all match. We'll do that 2 more times while I see who else is joining me. Good morning, everybody. Hi. I am Sunshine. I'm the ABCube tutor, and I'm doing the yellow corners right now. Feel free to interrupt me with chat. I love to dialogue more than I love to monologue. I love to teach more than I love to demonstrate, but yellow's on top, our corners match, so they go away. Formula B, up, down, down, and we move 3 cubes around. I'm going to use formula A to bring my yellow back to the top. And the corners, first 4 corners match. Same thing here. There's the yellow orange side matches, face it away, up, down, down, and formula A to bring the yellow back to the top. Out, down, in, up, out, down, in, up. Okay, so that's the first 4 corners sorted. We can do the 2x2 only has 2 more corners left, so let's continue with our corners. We do the second 4 corners the exact same way we did the first 4 corners. So take the yellow, and we're going to pop it face down. We're going to abandon it because it's going to take care of itself. It knows how. We trust it, and we're going to work on the second 4 corners now. The first thing you need to do is assess what color that is. What color is opposite yellow, and you can do that by checking on each of the 4 corners to see what color they all have in common. It's not always going to, not all cubes are colored the same way, but if you have a hard time figuring that out, it's a color that does not touch the yellow, so it's not red or blue or orange or green, and it is indeed white. And all of these are colored the same way, so let's pretend we've checked all of them and we know they're all white. Okay, so this one, if you have a white on top, again, it's easy to start there. If you have a white on top already, it's easy to start there. If you do not, then it doesn't matter where you start, but you're holding, once you start doing the formula A to bring it to the top, you're not rotating your cube as you're doing your formula A. So we don't have to see whether or not they all have, we've already established they all have that color, so I don't have to look for it. But formula A, if it's not on top, we'll bring it to the top. Okay, when it is, slide the top 1/4 turn and see whether there's a white here. It's not on top, so formula A will bring it to the top. And like I said, we're abandoning the yellows, which means we're not going to look at them halfway through, because if we do, it's going to look like we've messed up and we'll get discouraged, and we don't want to do that. So we're just we're not looking at what the yellows are doing. Rotate the top, and we're going to wait till the white's on top on all 4 corners, because we can see that the yellow is dancing around and moving, but we're ignoring it. And since as long as we have not rotated the cube, it was only the top layer since we started, As soon as white's on top, the yellows have resolved themselves. So again, yellow goes face down. Bring white to the top. This one has a white, this one has a white. Do this one next. Out, down, in, up. Out, down, in, up. Keep going until the white is on top. Slide the top to protect it. Keep going. And as soon as white's on top on all 4 corners, then we can look at our yellows and see that they're still happy. Okay, yellow goes face down. We're bringing whites to the top. Slide. Okay, whites on the top. Yellow face down. Bring whites to the top. Using just formula A. Hold the top, hold the cube stable, rotate just the top, and keep going. Hold the cube stable, rotate just the top. And when we've brought the white back to the top, all of the yellows are still happy with each other, because formula A will not mess them up if they're on the bottom. So again, once you get your color, active color on top, and start and assess what the sides are doing, one of 3 things can happen. Either all of the sides match, like so. None of the sides match, which we had before, or one side matches. This one, they all match, so all I do is rotate the top until the top and the bottom match, and the corners are done. Boom, for that one. This one, matching color is blue. This one, matching color is red. No, this one, they all match. Okay, so rotate the top, those corners are done. This one, all corners match, so I rotate the top to match the bottom, and those corners are done. So these 4 corners are all correct to each other. This one still needs more work. Matching color is blue, so I face it away from me, and I'm going to do formula B. Slide up, slide down, which moved these 3 corners, and bring my white to the top again. Slide to bring white to the top again. And the top 4 corners are correct to each other, bottom 4 corners are still correct to each other. Rotate the top until the top and the bottom match, and these corners are done as well. So this one we're done with. Toss it aside. So on the 2x2, doing the corners has the entire cube solved. On the other ones, the corners now dictate what color that face is going to be on your cube. We start back in the 80s, we worked around the absolute center, because the absolute center never moved in relation to itself. But once we got beyond that to larger cubes where the centers can move, we still worked around the center, but it became more difficult. I've changed that. I do the corners because the corners dictate what the center is. So if you have an odd number cube, now's a fun time to place your center, your absolute center, because only the corners are done. You can just move it into place, like so. Here's the white. We can just move that into place. But if I had the edges done when it was time for me to solve the center cube, like say for instance I'd done a scramble that had only affected the centers, this white wants to go to the top, so I move it. I formula A. I apply it to this side, where instead of the bottom and the right, it's the middle and the middle. I move it out, down, in, up, and that is a good way. You can place that center regardless of what the rest. Oh, hello, hi. Sorry, I wasn't looking at my chat. I am well. I'm happy. How are you? Okay, you don't have to answer. Good. Hands cold, but a little sick, but good. Speaking of cold hands, I have the Phantom cube where it's all black, and then it's temperature sensitive. So when the touching of your hands is supposed to reveal the colors, and so you have to solve the cube while the colors are revealed because you're touching them. Got it for Christmas. It was a good several months before I could solve it because my hands weren't warm enough to change the Phantom colors. So that was fun. All right, so corners are done on all four of these cubes. This one's done. Yeah, the Rubik's Phantom. I wanted that, and I'm so happy I got it. But I also got the Impossible Cube around the same time. Someone bought it for me. I got so mad at that cube. I have no use for a cube that doesn't want to make up its mind what colors it is. Make up your mind what color you are. I tried everything on that Impossible. I got little icky stickies, and I looked at it, and I said, okay, this piece, this is either yellow or blue. So I stuck a piece on that space that said yellow or blue, YB. And the other one was this one had to be yellow because it was yellow on both sides. And so I'm like, okay, you have to be yellow. And so I marked with icky sticky number pads what each one was. And I still wasn't able to solve it. I had to buy another one and look at it and match the cube to that in order to get it solved. And now it's sitting on my shelf where it will forever stay. Unless I hate someone, then I'll give it to them. Okay, so we've done the corners. The corners are all done. The corners dictate what color you want to be, what color each face is. So since I've been looking at white and yellow, I've trained my eyes to look for white and yellow, so I'm going to keep looking for white and yellow. So I hold the cube so that white and yellow, as dictated by the corners, are left and right. So yellow and white are left and right. And then with yellow and white left and right, I'm going to look at any of the edge pieces in the center and find a yellow or white and place it. So we've already established that if the columns that you use are the outside columns, you're working with the corners. But Formula B is still the only thing, A and B are still the only thing you need to do for the rest of the cube. In fact, if your center is already there, I can demonstrate here. I want to demonstrate this. You can use Formula A for the entire first face, but Formula A, each time you use Formula A, it affects all 6 sides, so you can only use it for one face. But you can use Formula A entirety for the face. This is a shortcut because it's okay. So for instance, here's a piece. Here's a white and blue piece. Okay, it wants to land between the white and blue corners. So now it is under where it wants to be. It wants to be here. So Formula A is out. Move the piece out. Move the space down. Move the piece into the space, and the piece in the space back up again. Okay, so you can do that. Any more whites? Okay, here's a white. It's under where it wants to be because it's white and red. So I move it out. Move the space down. Move the cube into the space, and the cube in the space back up again. I'm going to check and see whether any of these happen to magically fall into place as well before I put that up again. Okay, so a piece on the bottom. Okay, it is under where it wants. These two want to move. So I'm going to bring them down, move the piece up where it belongs, and then bring it back up again. Okay, these are blue. Okay, they want to go here. So I can shortcut them into place. There's a green, wants to go here. This one does as well, so away, down, in. Let's see if this one lines up. It does not, so, and then back up again. Here's a white and red. It wants to come up there, so I move it out, down, in, and before I move it up again, let me see if 1, 2, 3, nope, just might, sometimes they do. Okay, here's a green, out, down, in, 2, 3, and up. Okay, this orange I can't bring up right now. So the sides, no orange, white, no edges on the sides. But I'm going to use Formula B to bring it forward, and then I can. So up, up, down, down, and now bring it under where it wants to be, move it out, bring it down, back in. 1, 2, 3, nope, nothing there, and there. Okay. Now, I haven't messed up my corners. My corners are still correct to each other. There's 2 whites that are in the that are not in the right place. So if I bring this cube down, I can do formula A here. Out, down, in. 1, 2, 3. Nope. Up. And then this one down. And then 1, 2, 3. Nope. Just seeing if there's anything that magically falls into place. Okay, so the edges are done. Again, this piece wants to go here. Out, down, in, up. This piece, put it under where it wants to be. Okay. Out, down, in, up. This piece under where it wants to be. Out, down, in, up. This piece under where it wants to be. Okay, so I've used formula A for, okay. Oh wait, I'm gonna go. I might not come back, but I'm not sure. Okay, well, have fun. Have a great day. Be nice to yourself. Be happy. So you can use formula A for one side, which I am actually going to do here. Okay, so you can use formula A for one side. Corner, edge piece, green, out, down, in. Let's move that one out of the way as well. Up. Okay. Under where it goes. Out, down, in, up. Under where it goes. Out, down, in, 2, 3, up. Under where it goes. Flip it. Can't do that for this one yet. Okay, so the green and blue too. Okay. All right. This one wants to be here. I'm going to use formula B to bring it in. Okay. One more edge piece. Formula B to bring it to the front. And then I can formula A it. Out, down, in, up. Line up my centers again. This one. Line it up under where it wants to be. Out, down, in, up. Under where it wants to be. Out, down, in, up. And my edges are still correct. Bye. Okay. Hi. I don't know if you've just joined me. I'm Sunshine. Most of your names look familiar. So I think I talked to you all before. So that is the corners are done with formula A and formula B. The entire first column, the entire first face can be done with formula A. But formula A affects all 6 sides. So for the rest of the edges, I'm going to have to use formula B. That's the edges and centers. We're going to have to use formula B. So, hold your cube so that yellow and white are left and right, as dictated by the corners. Find a piece that's yellow or white in the middle, and this one's in the front. I want it to be on the top, so I'm going to flip my cube, but yellow and white are still left and right. And the corners match the front. It's going in the corners match the front, and it's going in the yellow direction, which is to the right. So, be as written. Away. Oh, the 2 columns I'm using are the first column is where it's going to land, second column is where it begins. Slide up, slide down, and that is placed. Look, there's another yellow. Okay, yellow and white are left and right. Bring the corners to match the front. It's going in the yellow direction, so first column, second column. Slide up, slide down. Here's another one. But I want the yellow on top, so I flip it. Yellow and white are still left and right. Bring the corners to match the front. This time it's going in the right direction. So the first column is where it's landing. Second column is where it begins. And I start by moving it away from the space. So away, up, in, up, away, down, in, down. Okay. So that's not yellow or white. 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 When we run out of yellow or whites, we assess. Okay, so the corner, so the center. The whites look happy with each other, and the yellows look happy with each other. So that's the opposite edges done. Opposite edges here, yellow and white are left and right. Here's a blue, so I bring the corners to match the front. It's going in this direction, so first column, second column, up, up, down, down. Here's yellow or white. Before I flip, I'm going to see if there's any more. Nope, I'm going to flip. Okay, so flip, yellow and white are still left and right. Corners match the front. It's going in this direction. This one wants to move out as well, so I'm going to treat these as, actually I'm going to see if there's another yellow to place in there. And there's not, so I'm going to throw a garbage piece in. So, first column, second column are these together. Slide up, slide down, and that is placed, and the other one's out where I can work on it. So here's another yellow. Corners match the front. Yellow and white are left and right. Away, wants to land here, so away, up, in, up, away, down, in, down. Are you moving, camera? Okay. All right, looking for more yellow or white. Here's one. Corners match the front. It's going in this direction. 1, 2, 3. Nope, nothing favorable there. So up, down, down. The centers I'm moving them centers freely while I'm working on the opposite edges. So if I forget the last up or last down, I'm not worried about it. White's on the front, so I flip it. Yellow and white are still left and right. It's not white, it's yellow. I know my colors, honest. Corners match the front. It's going in this direction. Away, up, in, up, away, down, in, down. Another yellow. Corners. I just keep doing this for as long as there's a yellow or white. And then I assess. So yellow's going over this way, so first column, second column, away, up, down, down. Another yellow. Bring the corners to match the front. First column is where it's going to land. Up, down, down. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more yellow left. It's on top. Yellow, white are left and right. Corners match the front. Slide up, slide down, slide down. Okay. No more yellow or whites in the middle, so we assess. Red looks happy. Yellow looks, I'm sorry, white looks happy. I know my colors, really. So that one's happy. Those are the opposite colors, opposite edges done. Yellow and white are left and right. This one matches the front. Up, down, down. Corners to match the front. Okay. Again, I can rotate my centers freely while I'm working, and so I've lined these up. So when you're doing the opposite edges, the centers can rotate. When you're doing the side edges, you have to be more careful. So yellow on top. Corners match the front. Is there another one here? Yep, there's another one. Away, up, in, up, away, down, in, down. Okay, yellow or white, here's one. Flip, yellow and white are left and right, corners match. These ones all want to come out, so I'm going to push them all out at the same time. So let's see if any more want to come in at the same time. Nope. Slide up, slide down, slide down. Okay, looking. Here's a yellow. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Nope. Okay, so it's going here. Up, down, down. Okay. Here's another yellow. Corners match the front. Slide up, slide down, and we just move 3 cubes around. Corners match the front. Oh, is this one column of it? There it is. Slide up, slide down. Okay, yellow or white, and then we assess. And the yellows look happy with each other, the whites are happy with each other. So we've established that the outside corners, the outside columns move corners, outside and inside columns move edges, but we still have more edges to go. We've got the opposite edges done. Now since yellow, I like yellow more than white, so I'm going to put my white base down. And I'm abandoning that white, but that white is there as a visual clue to remind me which columns I'm on when I get to larger cubes. So I'm looking, checking out the sides. This one's correct, this one's not, this one's not, this one's not. So I find one that's incorrect, and I'm going to displace one of my yellows into that spot. Now you guys already have an algorithm that solves these three, and this is and this is, like I said, this is not a speed solve method. This is not a fewest moves method. You guys can, anytime you see a shortcut you guys know an algorithm for, of course you're going to take it. But I teach total non-cubers. So I'm going to displace this piece into this spot, which is going to bring it to the top where I can work on it. Okay, so slide up, slide up, slide down, slide down. Now this displaced yellow will find its way back to the top eventually, and when it does I assess. In the meantime, this yellow that's supposed to be here is going to go bip bop back and forth, bippity bop back and forth until the yellow comes back to the top. So I'm going to keep working with whatever's on top that it's not the top color. I'm going to place. So holding the top row, I rotate the cube in its entirety, and the rest of its entirety, until the corners match the front. And it's not going in the red direction, it's going in the orange direction. So first column, second column, away, up, up, down, down. And I find the piece on top that's not yellow, and do it again. Corners match the front. It's going this way, away, up, in, up, out, down, in, down. Okay. And for as long, and now I was looking for yellow right before, now I'm looking for not yellow. Okay. And so it's going in this direction. That's going to place my yellow back to the top again. And when it does, I assess. So does it look right? Yeah, it looks right. The yellow will come to the top again, either correctly placed or incorrectly placed. If it's incorrectly placed, you're going to have to look at, there's some sides that haven't been placed yet, because it just didn't come up yet. So this one's done. White down, find a corner piece that's not correct. Displace a yellow into that spot, and work with the piece on top that's not yellow. Corners match the front. It's going in the green direction, away, up, and up, out, down, in, down. The corners match the front. It's going in the red direction, up, up, down, down. And the yellow came back to the top, so we assess. There's still edge pieces to work on, so we're going to keep working. Take one of my yellows. If there's an incorrect yellow, that's the one you use. If they're correct, you just displace one. So it's going to land here, up, up, down, down, and I continue until the yellow comes back to the top again. Corners match the front, away, up, in, up, down, down. Look at the back, line it, corners match the front, determine its direction, up, up, down, down. Yellow came back to the top, so we assess. This side's correct, this side's correct, this side and this side are not. These three are not. If there's two, it would be a parity. If there's three, it's not a parity. So I just place a yellow into one of the incorrect spots. However, parities are lies. You do not need to pay any attention to them. You can ignore them. You can tell them they're lies. Or you can play with them. You're allowed to play with the parities. You can learn long, complicated algorithms that only are necessary roughly 50% of the time or less. If you want to, that's certainly fun. But I do not teach parity algorithms to the newbies. So white came back, yellow came back to the top. Check again. Everything's correct. Cage is done. Yellow and white are left and right. Same thing again. Oh, sorry. The edges are already done. Okay, now we're doing side edges. White goes face down. Now's a good time to line up your centers. If you can line up your centers, that's a good thing to do. But you can't line up the oblique slices because you can't tell which is correct. So either you're going to get a parity or you're not. It's a flip of the coin. But if you do, this is the time to catch them before you've done your centers, because the parity can be undone with a single quarter turn. So let's do that. As I'm displacing the side edges, I can do one row at a time if I don't want to, if I get confused with having too many columns I'm working with, or I can go up through the center but not past the center. that way, these ones are not going to be touched. And so if I have a parity, I'm forcing it to be in this position, in its opposite position, rather than its adjacent position. So I'm going to do one column here. Up, up, down, down. Look for the piece on top that's not yellow. Keep the white space down. Here's a red. Bring the corners to match the front. It's going in the green direction. So first column, second column. Slide up, slide up, slide down. And now someone talked to me and interrupted me, and I forgot which way I was going. So now I'm glad that my whites are done. My white edges are done, because I can say, okay, was it this way or was it this way? This is the way it was. So the white is there because the white's been done. Those edges are there to remind you if you get distracted which way you're going. So bring corners to match the front in this direction. Up, up, down, down. Work with not white, not yellow. Corners match the front. Determine its direction. Away, up, up, down, down. And our friendly whites, like I said, are there to keep us honest. Okay, so up, up, down, down. And my yellow came back to the top, so I assess. I'm looking on the slice that's next to the corner, so these two look complete. These two, this one's not right. So I need to displace this one and keep going. Okay, corners match the front. It's going in the red. Up, up, down, down. Going in the red. Up, up. And it's just the same thing. It's just lather, rinse, repeat. You're doing the same thing over and over again, which, yes, can be boring, or it can be soothing. For me, it's soothing. It's very meditative. Cubing is meditative for me when I'm not racing. Okay, so yellow came back to the top, so I'm going to assess. These two are correct, these two are correct, these two are correct, these two are correct, which means there's only two pieces in this slice, in this layer, that need to be swapped. And we know this is a parity. We know that the B always moves 3. So the third piece that you do not see is the piece that you do not see. So the layer that touches this parity is a quarter turn off. So it's time for me. So I'm going to, since I have to displace this piece to do the next column as well, I'm just going to treat this parity at the same time. So I'm going to take this layer. Actually, let's move one of your parities down to the side so you can see which column it is. Okay, and where that landed, this is the column that's a quarter turn off. So I'm going to rotate this. Actually, and rotate that column 1/4 turn, and then I'm going to continue. Oh, wait a minute. I didn't displace my yellow as well. My center. There. Okay. So now I continue. It's Brian the green. It's going in this direction. Now I'm working with two columns at a time. Just do one at a time unless they happen to be friendly with each other. Okay, so this one's going here. Okay, green to the red side. Blue to the red side. Yellow came back to the top, but I'm going to assess. This one is not correct, so I'm going to, this one's going here, so let's do that first. Okay. This blue wants to go here. This piece is also incorrect, so I'm going to displace this yellow into there as well. Green to the red side. Yellow came back to the top, so we'll assess as soon as we're done with what's not yellow. And yellow came back to the top. Okay, it's in the correct spot, but they both need to be flipped. This looks like parity, but it's not because they're in the correct spot. Okay, so I can move Formula B. I am going to displace them. I'm going to displace one of, I'm going to take a correct piece and place it in that spot to move it out. Then I'm going to bring it to the front and place this correctly. So this piece, I'm going to move it out and then back in. So I do that by displacing a yellow, displacing a correct piece, and then it's in the back, so I'm going to bring it to the front, and now I'm going to place it correctly. And in doing so, that flipped two edges pieces. The one that I used to displace and the other one. So again, I'm going to use the two pieces that need to be flipped are top and left. Our front, they're both front, top, front, left. And then I'm going to displace this piece into here, which will put it back here, bring it to the front and place it correctly, and that flips both of these two pieces. So up, up, down, down, bring it to the front and place it correctly, up, up, down, down, and set the top. And we're done. So the 3x3 is now done, and the opposite edges, the white's done. So the cage is done now, and all that's left are the centerpieces. And we're happy we did the centerpieces last because we did have to fix a parity, which moved one of these layers a quarter turn, and if they had been solved, you'd have to reset it, which is not a big deal, but it's it's easier. That's why I do corners first, then edges, so that if parity shows up, I swipe it away. All that's left now is the centers, but we do have, again, it's just formula B, and instead of the outside columns, now we're using two inner columns. So we pick a piece that we don't like, pick a piece that's not correct. We just find a piece, any piece that's not correct. Here's an orange. Okay. So I'm going to affect this piece. Okay. It's on my face, and you're going to throw it to the top. So, hold it so that where it wants to be is on top. Now it's going to land here, so I can bring down the green or the blue or the yellow or the red, which I'm going to, excuse me. Excuse me, sneezing is not my favorite. So, I've lined it up so the blue can come down. Now the blue is not going to come down here because we're always moving three pieces around. So up. So follow this piece, tells me which columns I use. So I go up, rotate the top so it's in a different column. Because it's a diagonal, I can't just go this way because that's the same column. So I have to go into a different column, and that second column is my second column. So up, and then reverse, and like I said, we've got the edges there to be our visual clue to keep us straight, and we just move that to the top. Okay, here's another orange. Going to this side. I'll bring down the red now, because that's the next most favorite. Whoop, camera. I'm so sorry, guys. Don't know how long that happened. So up, slide, up, reverse, down, and the edge pieces are there to keep me straight which columns I'm on. Okay, here's a red piece. So red's on top here. It's lined up to bring down a blue. So up, slide, second up, reverse, down, and set the top. Here's a red, but I don't want to bring the green down because that would be an opposite. But I'll bring the yellow down. So up, down, set the top. So this red will wait. Let's work with these greens. Okay, line it up so that something advantageous comes down, up, down, and it's just formula B for the rest of forever. Line it up, slide to new column, second up, reverse down. Okay, here's a yellow, move it to the top. I can bring down a red or an orange. I'll bring down the orange because it has a green. Up, down, set the top. Okay. And now this orange for the green, up, up, down, down. There's a yellow. Just pick a piece that's not correct, throw it in its direction, and repeat for the rest of forever. There's a red. Okay. Up, up, down, down. Here's a blue. Okay, you can bring down the yellow or the red, so I'm bringing down the yellow, up, up, down, down, and then here's a red, line it up, 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 down, down. So you're only ever moving 3 pieces at a time. And that progresses you through the different size cubes, but you don't have to, once you've learned how to solve the 2x2, you know how to solve the 5x5 or the 10x10 or however big your hands want to hold. So here's a green. I can bring down a red or a yellow. Both of these want to move, so I'm going to treat them as one. Up, up, down, down. Okay. Here's a red. Okay, good. These greens want to come down. Up, up, down, down. These oranges are together. Is there 2 together that I want to move? Sure, I'm going to bring this red down. Up, up, down, down. Okay. And then I can do this green and yellow, this yellow and green, or this yellow and blue. They both have a yellow for me, so it doesn't matter which one I do. Okay. Here's blue. Oh, I'll bring down the orange. I can see. 1, up, up, down, down. Okay, there's orange, whoops, at the top. Orange, up, up, down, down. Again, up, up. Now for the obliques, it doesn't matter which direction you turn, unless you're trying to make a pretty pattern on the front. Because, so for example, if I'm moving this yellow piece to the top, I'm going to bring my green piece down. And depending on, I can go either direction, depending on whether I want to move this red piece into this spot or the green piece into this spot. So if you're making a pretty pattern, it makes a difference. Otherwise, it doesn't matter which way you turn, just into a different spot. And down, and down. Okay. But so, come on, stick. So, I'm going to bring the green down. If I want to move this red into the place, then I'll go to this. This will be my second column. And if I want to move the green into place, this will be my second column. So I go up, up, down, down. And that gives you control over which piece moves into the spot you're vacating. Up, up, down, down. Okay. Here's blues. Up into the yellow, and then the second blue. Set the top, line it up, 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 down, down, line it up, 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 down, down. So that's the ABCube method. It works on every complexity Rubik's Cube. Also works on minxes, because those are fun. Just using Formula A, just using Formula B. You don't have to do anything else. The only difference between the cubes and the minxes is cubes can have a parity. Minxes have an order of operations. You want to do your centers of the star. You want to do your star pieces before you do your non-star pieces, because doing the star pieces changes things. For example, no, I'll do it later. I'll do that tomorrow. Haha. All right, that's it. That's it for me for today. Unless anyone has any questions or comments or wants to say hello or decides they want to race me. I am not fast, but if you give me a handicap, I'll see how many cubes you can solve while I solve one. That could be fun. All right, then I'm off for the day. Thanks for letting me be part of your morning while you get ready for your work in your school, or you're on your break, or whatever you're doing, wherever you are in the world. So I will be back. I'll be back next time. Go be nice to yourself. Bye.